everybody, it is 8 o'clock. I want to tell everybody, welcome to the show. I am Brad Tassell. I'm 56. So I went to the doctor to have an EKG to make sure that my ticker was running right. He said, you have the heart of a 22-year-old Great Dane.
In a cabin, going crazy, 'cause a flu that's worse than swine swept the planet, so damn it, here we are in quarantine.
Hello, and welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. Here are some etiquette guidelines for Virtual Comedy Show. Please arrive 15 minutes early. Please be quiet, except for laughing. We've been a Zoom meeting civilization for more than a year. Come on, you know the drill. Just be polite. We would like to see your face as part of the audience. Let's be social, not just distant. So get comfortable, plan to laugh, but not heckle, and let's make our strange quarantined world a bit more normal for a little while. Thanks, and enjoy the Virtual Comedy Show.
Hey, everyone! It's time for the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Brad Tassell and Steve Goody. Tonight, Brad and Steve welcome their very special guest,
That guy!
Mack Dryden.
Mack, man.
Please welcome Brad Tassell.
Oh, wait, is it me or you? Who's spotlit?
You are.
Okay, I am. Good. Hi, Steve. Hi, everybody. It is Brad Tassell. Welcome. I am Brad. Did that work at all?
I can't believe it worked. I think it
Well, it
actually
kind of worked. I said his name badly, but I want to welcome everybody and a lot of new people. And Mack Dryden, how are you?
I'm doing great, Brad. Thanks for having me. Great to see
You're a
you.
good man. Thank you. Mack will be talking to us later, a lot later, so all the people he brought in won't leave. And Annie Mosher is here. She looks talented and brilliant. The soul of a true artist. True, Annie?
I hope
true.
so.
It's true, it's true.
The soul of a true artist. And when you see her later, the home of somebody who just has an okay house. So I am Brad Tassell. This is where I start. I do jokes. You live through them and we move on with our lives. So here we go. Let's start right now. Take one. Joke number one. So did you see Elon Musk, whose face looks like the smell of his name, will host SNL May 8th. In a statement, executive producer Lorne Michaels said, I'd like to go to space. Thanks. The cast is not happy with the choice, by the way. And as they dislike working with talentless billionaires, as we've seen in the past, one cast member, Andrew Dismuke, said the only CEO he wants to do a sketch with is Sherry O'Terry, who has never gotten to host the show. So Elon, by the way, he is showing how funny he is. He tweeted, let's find out how live Saturday Night Live really is. The cast, after seeing such brilliance, has formed a suicide pact. Or at least asked if Steven Seagal was available again. For any of you who saw the Steven Seagal. Did you see the Steven Seagal? No. Okay. So Joe Biden, everybody, Joe Biden, during his speech to Congress last night said, to all transgender people at home, especially young people, so brave, the president has your back. Come on, everybody. That has never been said by a president before. And transgender young people have responded. They said, thank you, Mr. President, but please maybe stand more over to the side and don't sniff. Oh. Okay, I can make fun of Mr. Biden a little bit. Come on, guys. Wow, we really do have the left wing going on here. So we're okay. Here's fun. A Miami private school says it won't employ any teacher who gets the COVID vaccine because they don't know how being in proximity to the teacher who has been vaccinated could affect the children. That is crazy. I know. There is so much stupid in this sentence, we need to slow down. Okay. So, first of all, guess what we already know 100%. That affected people with COVID, what they have on children. They give them COVID, right? Yeah. But we don't know about the vaccine. So Leela Setner is the co-founder of the school, named after herself, that calls itself the Brain School. which is good because they're still advertising to find one. And Sentner said, and this is a quote, "We will not employ anyone who has taken the experimental COVID-19 injection until further information is known." Okay, how does she think vaccines work? Anybody? I mean, does she think that once you take the vaccine, that you emit tiny droplets from every breath that infect everyone in a 6-foot radius? Oh, wait, that's COVID that does that. Oh, God. So even worse.
It's easy to vaccinate people.
That's right. Even worse, it's the teachers that are going to get COVID from the kids. Mm-hmm. So, by the way, Sentner, if you don't know, is a known anti-vax nut who has peddled lies and propaganda and conspiracy for years, as witnessed by their recent school science project, their science fair project, thalidomide, a pregnant woman's best friend. Bill's thinking better of coming to this show for the first time. Did I tell you Mack Dryden's here? Later. Is Mack still here, Steve? That's the big question.
Yeah, he's here.
Okay. I just noticed that a lot of these are dark this week. Here we go. Listen to this. They had the Oscars on Sunday night. Who watched the Oscars? As I look at you, anybody watch the Oscars? That's right. Nobody watched the Oscars. And many were disappointed in the lackluster show. It was so bad at one point, that a few of the stars in the audience wished they were in the memorandum instead. See, that's the tape where people are dead.
Yes.
Oh, man. Well, let's look around and see if we should cut anything. Nope, we're going to do it all. Suffer, that's what I say. Hey, GOP Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, who gives us all a warning about the harm of eating lead paint chips. No lead paint chips. Along with Fox News, we're spreading a fake story all last week that Joe Biden will severely restrict red meat in the United States. How much they will force severe red meat restrictions on all Americans. So forcing by law, they keep saying, that all God-loving Americans to cut their beef consumption by 90%. Did you know this, Steve?
I've heard it.
I heard it was a rumor.
Okay. By the way, there is no policy or mandate in the works because after getting caught and failing to chip the vaccine, Sleepy Joe has got to get the Gates chip in Republicans somewhere. So enjoy your rib. I'm watching you. I'd like everybody at Facebook to know there's over 200 people in this show and you only hear 3 laughing. Rudy Giuliani. How about that? We all remember Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy was served a warrant for his New York apartment. Right? Did you see that?
Yes.
The warrant was for evidence into his dealings with the Ukraine and for evidence into his lobbying efforts during the time he was Trump's attorney. Trump's response: I never really knew him, saw him a couple times, but he's a loser. So that was Trump's response. By the way, people are wondering what things were confiscated as evidence from Rudy's apartment by the feds. So here they are, the top things the feds seized from Rudy Giuliani's apartment. Number 1, 6 more Hunter Biden laptops. Number 2, the second thing that they confiscated from Rudy's apartment, 1 case of a Ronald Reagan brand sweat-resistant jet black hair dye. The third thing, who let the dogs out? The third thing that they confiscated, 70,000 Trump ballots marked return to sender. Because he mailed them out. Okay. The fourth thing, a kraken.
Neat.
There was a kraken.
Oh.
Oh, God. I'm going to do, there's 33 of these and I'm doing them all. The fifth thing that they confiscated from Rudy Giuliani's apartment, an unread copy of How to Stay Out of Jail as Trump's Lawyer. It was unread because his other lawyers went to jail. Okay. The sixth thing they found and confiscated, a shirtless picture of Vladimir Putin signed, "Thanks for the cuddles, Vlad." Thanks for the cuddles. And the last thing that they found, OJ's knife.
Good.
Steve, I needed music right there. Okay. By the way, there was lots of Biden news this week because a lot went on. This week, as the Oval Office has announced, the president will ban menthol cigarettes. That's cool. Who saw that? Yeah, everybody saw that. A lot of shaking heads.
Yep.
On this news, by the way, Marlboro maker Philip Morris announced its new partnership with Vicks Vapor Rub. Nicotine. Mm. That was my favorite joke of the week. Okay, I got one more. If this one doesn't go, I'm going to go to Steve. If it does go, I'm going to go to Steve.
Either way, yeah.
Okay, here we go. And you know what? I should have closed with that one because I have no faith in this last joke. Here we go. For the first time in history, if you saw the speech last night, which was a lovely speech, for the first time in history, there was no designated survivor stashed away during President Biden's speech. Did you know that?
I heard that.
Yeah. As the cabinet did not attend the speech. Now, many think that the new cabinet was absent for COVID restrictions, but in reality, their collective diversity in race, gender, sexuality, etc., would have scared most GOP Congress members into the fetal position.
Nice.
And they were worried that 911 would have been overwhelmed with their panic calls. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show that starts just about now. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see him. Hey, you got the better shirt on. I like that. It's our friend and yours. It's Steve Goody, everybody. Come on, let's hear it.
Hi, everybody. One more time for Brad Tassell and his jokey jokes.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. This is the part of the show where traditionally I do a top 10 list. If you've joined us before, you know this. If you haven't, well, I'll just catch you up. Back in 2015, Letterman went off the air and the top 10 list stopped being a thing we got every single night of the week. And now, with Colbert and Fallon in their pajamas in their garages, the whole thing is just kind of taking a dive, in my opinion. So we're bringing back the top 10 list to add a little class to late night television or 8 o'clock on the Thursday internet. Either way. So tonight's category, and this is pretty, before I tell you the category, also of late, I've been playing some upright bass during the top 10 list sometimes, and I've decided to give it a try again tonight. So hold on just a second.
Yes, get the bass.
Hey.
I love an upright bass.
It's all about
I love the bass.
All about the bass.
All about that bass.
Yeah.
I wanted a harmonica. They gave me this. All right. All right. Tonight's category, as though torn from the headlines directly, top 10 favorite songs of Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are all familiar with Matt Gaetz. He's a congressman who's in a little bit of trouble because apparently somebody's been investigating him for underage shenanigans with someone who's 17 and possible sex trafficking, etc. He's denying it vehemently, which means, of course he did it. All right, so tonight's top 10 category, top 10 favorite songs of Matt Gaetz, and I'll be playing all of them
Congressman from
for
Florida.
you.
Oh, God.
And if you're explaining the jokes to each other loudly, please mute yourself so we don't all hear it. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Number 10, Matt's in the cradle. Matt's in the cradle with the silver spoon. He's going to go to jail pretty soon. Hey, okay. Number 9, if I only had a brain, I could while away the hours, remembering when I had power. Hey, okay. Number 8, hello, I love you. Won't you tell me you're legal? Favorite songs of Matt Gaetz. Let's keep on going. Number 7, What's new, Pussy Matt? Oh, what new? Okay.
Ooh.
I know. Number 6 from the Donny Osmond collection. Go away, little girl. Go away. I'm not supposed to be alone with you. Okay. Number 5. Money for nothing and your crack for free. Okay. Number 4. Young girl, get off of my yacht. You're not the droid that I bought. That doesn't even make sense. Number 3. He had an itsy bitsy teeny weeny brain inside that entitled butthead. All right, we're really going off the rails here. Here we go. Number 2. I'm a Yankee Doodle dip. We're not supposed to swear on this show. Okay. And number 1 favorite song of Matt Gates, Love Shack. Come on, Daddy gave me trafficking money.
Steve Gutty, everybody, come on.
Hang on a second. That last one, the Love Shack.
Yeah.
No, I should have written the whole. I'm gonna mute and turn off my camera and write the entire Love Shack thing because I don't think that was enough. And I'll be right back to you in about 15 minutes. And I'll sing the song for you. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe you're going to be able to get that done.
I can do.
All
I'm
right,
gonna make a
let's hear it for
video
Steve
while I'm doing. I'll make a video.
Okay, do that. Okay, so Steve's going to go off and make a video from that last one. That's amazing. And what this show has shown us so far is why Mack Dryden left Facebook 4 years ago. I think that's what this has shown this show so far. And by the way, I now have the number 8 thing that they confiscated from Rudy Giuliani's apartment, and that is Matt Gates's Little Black Book. So that's,
Oh, yeah.
so okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Steve. I'm Brad, and now I could not be more excited. She has the depth of soul of Aretha Franklin. She has the joyous heart of a child and the beautiful lyrics of an angel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Annie Mosher, everybody. Let's hear it. Annie with a weird cord behind her head.
Annie!
I was saying, please don't be me. Please don't be me. Oh, Aretha. Oh, you guys are funny. I'm going to play a song I wrote. Hope you can hear my guitar all right.
Well, yeah.
Good, good. I wrote this song several years ago. I ate in a pancake house one morning with my dad in West Virginia. We were on the road traveling. And so we had breakfast and we were sitting in a booth. And on the side wall of the booth, there was a plaque that said Server of the Month, Louvain. And I thought about that. And I began to think that is the kind of woman who could probably.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
She's frozen.
Was it good freeze? At least she froze beautifully.
And she not only froze beautifully, it was right in the middle of a word.
There she is.
She's back.
You know what happened?
How did you do that?
Did I go away? Did I freeze up?
Yeah,
You're back.
You froze up.
Am I back? We'll hope for the best.
You're back.
Okay. All right. Well, I wrote a song for this woman, Louvain. I never met her, but 20 years later, I wrote this song. Oh, high dollar boy, she sure is high dollar. You ought to hear her holler when she calls her dogs inside. She goes, Rufus, old Red Robert E. Lee, Blue Rainbow, Smith and Wesson, Chicken Bone, Hank, you want me to tan y'all's hides? Oh, it's such a crying shame about that woman, Louvain. She thought she could take my sweet talking, slow walking Cadillac lover with the Georgia roots and the ostrich boots and the nice backside so high and wide you could sit there at a bar table eating peanuts and bounce quarters off it all night long. High dollar boy, she sure is high dollar. You ought to hear her holler when she calls her dogs inside. she sure is real high dollar. Now look at her go and waller down in her above ground swimming pool. Goes float, float, and float, sing a little float, and sing a little float, and sing a little float. Take a drink, light a cigarette, and float. With Jay crying shame about that old vein.
Oh,
Frozen.
come on, somebody thaw her out.
She is the best freezer ever.
Nice backside, so high and wide, you can sit there at a bar table eating quarters and bounce peanuts off it all night long. Oh, high dollar boy, she sure is high dollar. You're gonna hear her holler when she calls her dogs inside. Inside,
I think she's a good performer.
Annie! That was beautiful. You know, when you freeze, Annie, you look like a young Anne Margaret when you freeze. Would anybody else say that?
Yeah, I got that.
freeze again mid-song.
Just for a minute.
Yeah.
I thought it was on
Just
purpose.
about, yeah.
It was very dramatic.
It was artful.
Yes. You froze on the first word and then the last strum we heard. So it was great.
That's all you need.
That's all you need, right?
I thought you were throwing it to Patty, and Patty was supposed to take it, but then Patty didn't take it.
Yes, Patty.
Yeah.
Patty just handed it right back. So Annie, where do we find you to hear that whole song?
Oh, down on Lower Broadway. I usually stand with a hat and hope for the best. No, you can go to AnnieMosher.com, or better yet, just find me on Facebook, Annie Mosher. That's something I check regularly.
Well, and if you spell your name right, you're all over YouTube. Put it on Google. Good. I watched 3 or 4 songs today, and they were beautiful. And they played all the way through. It was great. And so please, everyone go do that and find Annie Mosher. Let's hear for her again, everybody. Annie Mosher. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to replace me.
Frozen beautifully again.
Purpose now.
Frozen, yes. I was going to say, she's frozen beautifully on my 50-inch screen right now. Looking great. So, by the way, I'm dressed today. Does anyone want a milkshake or a float?
We could use a round of water for the whole table, if you don't mind.
Use a round of water. And by the way, cheese sticks half price. So get those. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a true treat today. I'm going to bring him up now because everybody's been waiting. And if I can find him on my thing. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Mack, what's amazing, Mack Dryden. Say hi to Mack, everybody.
Hi, Mack.
Mack has been, my gosh, first of all, Mack, you have been on both Tonight shows with Johnny and Jay. You are a writer for Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher.
What?
And your biggest claim to fame, you were on Saved by the Bell. I think that is...
You would have to mention that. Yeah.
I do have one question, and then I'm just going to let you talk for the next 10 minutes. Bigger tool, Johnny Carson or Bill Maher?
Bigger tool?
Bigger tool. As in a bigger jerk.
Oh, no. I didn't get to know Johnny. I got this Johnny, and he was very nice to me.
Oh, great. Okay.
Bill gave me a job for a long time, so I couldn't trash him. But he sometimes didn't let us go to lunch if 7 professional writers had not given him 5 jokes that he could do in his monologue. And that was a little annoying, but no, generally speaking, a pretty good experience.
Well, that is fantastic. And I was just trying to get a little dirt for this show that we could get a little press, but thank you very much for nothing. How about Screech? What did he do to you?
I wasn't on the same show. Sorry.
I'm just kidding. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for him. He's going to talk for the next 10 minutes. Mack Dryden. Come on. Yay.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Well, I guess I'll start by talking about the big milestone for me this past week. Last week, I actually had my first live in-person corporate event since the pandemic. That was pretty exciting because I've been doing a few virtuals, but to see those smiling faces and actual people and their whole faces, you know, because it was a group of medical folks and everybody had been vaxxed and me too. But I looked out in the audience and I could see this look, and I knew what they were thinking. The women particularly, they were thinking this guy would be twice as attractive if he covered half his face. I'm okay with that. It's all right. I've endured with this face for a long time, and in fact done pretty well with it. In fact, I just my wife and I just celebrated our 25th anniversary last week. That's a Hollywood marriage, as a matter of fact, and which is the equivalent to about 11 Kardashian marriages. She also, my soulmate, also happens to be a stunning beauty, and so there's a real disconnect. People see us together. We walk into a restaurant or something, and I can see that look too. They look at Terry, and then they look at me, and they think that guy must be a billionaire. You know, no other explanation for that. But obviously, a lot of people look better in a mask and not, but others not. But the one category that I have to say makes me laugh. I'm sorry, a bit of sour grapes, because I obviously cannot grow the big hair or the big beard. But one of these guys wearing that tiny little brightly colored mask in the middle of all that. I look up, and from here up, they look like a cockapoo wearing panties to me. I can't help but laugh. It just, I'm sorry. But everything has changed in the pandemic. So much has changed in our culture. For example, in normal times, women are very good about telling you, even strangers you've never met before will tell you if you've got, a drop of mustard on your chin, or a whole French fry stuck to your butt or something. You don't know, fly it off that booth, you never look, And but they will not tell you when the straps of your mask are making you look like a Dumbo. It's not a good look. Part of it is because there's no, tactful way of telling somebody. It's like, excuse me, sir, you look like a pelican coming in for a landing. That's. But I think the real fear is that, it could be that his ears are in their normal position. That would just be awkward. I don't see anything funny. Anyway. But people have gotten to where they're asking personal questions too in the pandemic. For example, you've probably gotten it. Have you had your shots? Dachshund, yeah. I've been fixed. I'm housebroken. Well, I still go off the porch, but constitutional right, I think. And the guy got that left anyway. I'll aim off the porch until they pry it out of my cold, dead hand. That might be an image you could have done without. Sorry about that. But anyway, I'm glad that things are opening up a little bit. I finally got to fly down to the coast of Mississippi. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. And after my 94-year-old mom down there, I hadn't seen her in over a year. And I have both been vaxxed. We were safe. I went down there, had a great reunion. It was terrific. We had fun. And she asked again if I'd be up for another family reunion. We had one, a couple of years before the pandemic. And when we have a family reunion, it's a big deal because we have a huge family down there. Or as they say in southern Mississippi, the woods is full of them. And well, I was at that last reunion, and my cousin came up to me. She said she'd been studying the family tree, genealogy and all that. She said, Mack, do you realize that you are 1/64th Choctaw Indian? Well, I thought that was pretty interesting. So, I did some research on the history and the culture of my people. And I found it fascinating, but I find that it never comes up in the conversation. You have to bring it.
Wow.
Talk about it. Oh, you know, well, in normal times I fly a lot, and you know, after a couple of boring hours on a cross-country flight, just to kind of break the ice with the person sitting next to me, I might turn to them and say something like, always real surprised. I don't look Choctaw. You know, I've tried wearing more feathers and turquoise and stuff, but then you just get weird guys asking you strange questions, you know, stuff like, would you like to dance? And stuff. I just don't go there. But man, I'm not looking forward actually to getting back to flying because they've taken all the fun of it out of it, haven't they? Anybody who?
Oh my gosh.
Really? I mean, the endless lines and one of the last flights I went on, I was going through the security and the agent asked me if I had any photographic film or sharp objects in my carry-on. I said, I have a photograph of a machete. Is that going to be a problem?
Oh, no.
Supervisor, you know, I mean, come on. I'm not afraid to fly at all. I've got enough frequent flyer miles to go to the International Space Station, you know, if Delta ever gets a chance. But the only thing that scares me a little bit about flying is going into that tiny little restroom with 7 megaton sucking toilet in there. You know? I've lost like 4 pair of these. Just whoom. I'm scared to suck me in there one day, you know, just spit out over Paducah. They'll be interviewing a farmer on the evening news. Like, well, it was a big ball of blue ice trailing toilet paper, and it was screaming when it hit the barn. But anyway, but I do get to go to a lot of great places. The last big gig I had before pandemic struck us out of the put us all out of work was down in Miami. Big corporation, fancy hotel. Here's how fancy this place was. I walked into my room. There was an $8 bottle of water in my room for my convenience.
Wow.
And I'm thinking it must be a real hassle for them keeping up with the accounting and everything. So for their convenience, I drank mine and filled it back up in the sink. Recommend you all do that. They're fine. Appreciate it. Yeah, really. $8 for a beverage. If I don't get a buzz, I ain't paying. Sorry, that's my policy. But here's the thing about these great hotels, and it's amazing. They give away amazing stuff. Free stuff in the guest rooms is just crazy. You know, all this, you put it in your suitcase, and they'll bring you some more the next day. Look at all the stuff I got in my suitcase. That was right there in my bathroom. And I know what you're thinking. My wife has hair, okay? And she was really thrilled with this. I can wake up to fresh brew. It's pretty cool. Yeah. And, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but these actually fit into the kind of like 173 of these. I'll open a little shop when I retire. It's going to have most coffee makers and ironing boards. So looking forward. And I can't tell you what a thrill it's been to be with you guys, Brad, Annie, everybody, Steve. Thank you for having me.
Oh, let's hear it, everybody. Well, Mack, I didn't know. I wasn't aware you were also Gallagher. I thought that was really great. That was really fantastic. That was so funny. So here's 2 questions, Mack. Number 1 is, how do people get a hold of you because they're going to want you to come do shows for them?
Oh, it's pretty easy. Is my name on the screen? Well, it's www.mackdryden.com. and it's all right there. You can find me.
And I think Steve on the Thursday song, Steve, of course, will also have that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And the second question is, what's next, Mac, for you?
Well, I'm glad you asked that too, because I've actually got a couple of pretty neat things coming up. There is an LA producer who found me through a local guy that knows about comedy. And he has hired me to punch up a script for a reality show that he's shooting 50 miles from Louisville, my home.
Wow.
An incredible family called the Brewers. They've been at the top of the bluegrass world for years, all kind of awards and everything. Anyway, when they're not on their $1 million bus touring the country, they've got a farm and they raise prized beagles and corn for Jim Beam, and they're just a regular down-home family. And I'm going to meet them all on Monday and punch up a script. The other, and I'm very proud of this too. Boy, it's a long, interesting story, but I'll give you a clip note. A fella by the name of David Sheffield, who grew up 25 miles from me in Biloxi, Mississippi. I live in Moss Point, tiny town. Biloxi is a little larger. But he went on to become the head writer on Saturday Night Live. And Eddie Murphy loved his work so much that he wrote Coming to America and the Doolittle film for him. Well, he was at Ole Miss the same time I was. That's in Oxford, Mississippi, and he was working as a manager of a hotel at the age of 22. He kept all those memories fresh, and he just wrote a play, and its world debut premiere is going to be in Oxford in August, and he has asked me to play a role, and I'm
wow.
And yeah, and he knows me so well because he cast me as a semi-literate redneck house painter. So,
wow.
I'm proud of that.
May I ask a question, Mac? Because back to the Brewers who are running a beagle farm. My beagle crop has been very, very bad this year. How are they managing this?
You have to root them early. Yeah, it's something about the greenhouse thing and keep the right can. You know, I'll question them for you.
I just don't have the brown thumb for it. Oh well. Thanks.
Let's hear it again, Mac. Mack Dryden, everybody. Let's hear it for him. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Okay, well, this is the part of the show where I ask everyone to tell. First of all, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. So, Mac, I don't know. So that Mac, I don't know if you know this, but when you work on, it's okay.
This happens every week.
I don't know. So anyway, so that when you work on Politically Incorrect, you make $5,000 a week. Well, now Mac isn't making that. That's where you come in. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com and donate to this show. Click donate to the comedians, and we split all the money. Is he back? Stop it. We split all the money between the comedians in the show, and that helps us all a lot because a lot of us have not been working. Okay, so please do that. Annie, me, Patty, Steve. Okay, that's enough of that. We'll all split the money. This was going to be better, but it's really annoying the crap out of me that going on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So I pictured that better in my head. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to actually just move on and go right to something not as scary and beautiful. It is Patty Vasquez, everybody. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Patty.
You want to go upstairs?
I want to say one thing. I love that Mac does the sign for clapping, for applause. This is the sign for applause. And I love that. And can I just say that, Annie, you really do freeze beautifully, because when I freeze and when I'm in the middle of saying something, it's always like,
yeah.
Annie's like, there's like a glow around her. She's
shut it off.
I'm so glad.
I know.
Patty. That's so funny.
She was in the middle of just this beautiful soliloquy, just gorgeous. I want to tell you, I was planning on talking to you tonight about something called the mushy middle. And we're going to do it next week because something came up. I have been battling food poisoning for the last 24 hours because apparently eat by date is not always a suggestion. So I have been drinking a lot of a lot of Gatorade and ginger ale today. So bear with me as I have to go just through a stream of consciousness because I ate something that I knew I shouldn't have. It smelled great. It tasted fine. And I mean, the first time. And then I don't want to go into any details. I think we've all been there. We've all had that moment of, am I going to make it to the right place? So here's the thing. I get to this critical mass in my refrigerator, and I think everyone's gone through this. You're like, should I eat it before it goes bad? You know what? No, don't eat it before it goes. Cut your losses and go, you know what? I made a mistake. I shouldn't have bought too much and do better next time. But the problem is in the middle of this pandemic, I also want to support local restaurants. So we still go grocery shopping, and then we order stuff from the great restaurants with all their pastries and their fried food. And I'm saying right now, I no longer have a muffin top. I have the entire muffin. It's not going to fit into my pants. and here's the thing. I've always had a muffin top, and I always wore Spanx, which, by the way, is like being a can of biscuits. Pop me open, all the rolls come out. That's so I'm not going back to Spanx. You know what? Here's the thing. I was reading, I looked it up today. I'm like, are people still talking about muffin tops? And they are. And they'll like have a whole list of all the causes for muffin tops. You know what the cause for muffin top is? Where that little flab that comes over the edge of the pants that are too small. We have to start committing, like we have to be okay with, you know what? I'm not going backwards. Those 8s, those 10s might not fit me anymore. I'm not, you know what? They're not even aspirational anymore. Cut your losses. Just like you shouldn't eat anymore. I'm fine. So here's I also wanted to say one more thing before I go. While we were on, Giuliani came on. He was on Tucker Carlson, and I saw that he tweeted that the DOJ broke into his iCloud 2019, and he's like, illegally did that. And who are they spying on now? You? Well, guess what? Who was president in 2019? Who would have been running the DOJ in 2019? And let's go farther back. The Patriot Act was George Bush. He lowered the guard for what was allowable. So don't tell us that. And by the way, what are we going to find in your iCloud? Your receipts from your orders on Amazon for finding the right hair dye? That's what we're going to find. The only thing that happened today was my Amazon delivery came, and apparently, I don't know if anybody else does this, where you order something, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I ordered that. Apparently, I bought a soft bonnet, and this came today. I'm very excited. What? I have a muffin top. I'm like, well, maybe I just make my hair look really good. No one will notice. So.
Did you really buy that?
I did. It is so like I used to flat iron my hair and roll it and all this stuff, and I don't like blow drying your hair is like a lot of work. So I saw this and I thought it looked interesting. So you can put your hair in rollers while it's still damp, and then you hook up this bonnet to the blow dryer, and it blow dries everything. So you have this hose here.
Oh my God.
Wow. And it's attractive for evening wear.
Yes. Also, it's good as a bouncy castle for the kids.
If I just do this, and I don't know.
The thing is not a toy.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is, don't smother on that. Well, everybody, that's Patty Vasquez. Let's hear it for her. She's beautiful.
Man. Hi, Brad.
Not a good look, Brad.
Frozen look.
I thought maybe you'd think I was frozen. So, okay. By the way, speaking of muffin tops, that's why I keep wearing these vests. They're like corsets. I really tighten them up. If you could see down here, you'd see it go like this, and then whoop, and then down like that. So that's kind of funny. So everybody, that was Patty Vasquez. We enjoy her, and we want to spend more time with her, if that's okay. So find a way to do that for us, Patty. So okay, Steve, did you get it done? Summer.
Believe it or not, I did get it done.
You know what? Next week, I'm going to make a big announcement next week that the Virtual Comedy Show wants to go on the road live. The Virtual Comedy Show, and it'll be a little different show. First of all, I won't do any politics or any of that. I'll do regular comedy, and we'll have regular comedy and a singer. But the three of us, anywhere, anytime, doing the Virtual Comedy Show live. As I've said now, the new catchphrase is fully vaccinated and ready to kill. Okay, so Steve, did you get it finished?
Believe it or not, I did, and I actually got it finished so quickly. I had time to enjoy Patty's tale of stomach stuff. So that's great, and it makes sense because thinking so hard about Matt Gaetz made me feel about exactly the same as eating mayonnaise that had been out in the sun for 3 years. So Let's give this a shot. Here it comes. Matt Gates song. I'm Matt Gates, and Matt Gates is not involved in any sex trafficking scandal. If you see a Trumpy guy buying girls with Venmo, that's Florida Representative Matt Gates, and we
He's heading down the Anthony Weiner Highway.
But this ain't pics.
He's looking for some love on layaway. He's paying for girls, yet they're underage.
He's got a rich dad, and he's happy to pay the conventions in town called CPAC. I got me a hot tub, and it seats about 20, so come on. Daddy gave me trafficking money.
We love Matt and his punchable face. Better stay away from the daycare center. We love Matt, baby.
I love
We love Matt,
We
baby.
love Matt, babies love Matt. We love Matt,
babies.
he's a
That's
rich
where it's at. Listen, I called you because they said you could keep your mouth shut. That's right, isn't it? I mean, I'm a congressman, you know.
Dang, 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 we're offshore, baby.
I like 'em a little younger, sugar.
Bang, 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 buying whores, baby.
I can't be seen with you.
Bang, bang,
We're offshore, baby.
bang, bang.
He's a whore.
Bang, bang,
Drink some more, baby.
bang, bang.
You're what?
I'm like almost 17.
Busted.
We love Matt, babies love Matt.
I'd probably go to prison except there isn't any witnesses. Huh? What? I'm on the news? Oh, crap.
You know, tipping is
Come on. Let's hear it. Steve Goody, everybody, for that video. That was amazing. And by the way, let me announce that that will not be on the live tour. That's a little farther than the live tour is going to go. So, but that was the fact that you did that in just 28 minutes was amazing. You are
Thanks,
the
I was
best.
inspired.
I know. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great show. Let's hear for Annie Mosher because she is lovely and wonderful and incredibly talented. Let's hear for Mack Dryden, everybody. Mack Dryden, been all over the world. Very funny and wonderful. Let's hear for Steve Goody. Steve Goody. And next week, by the way, come back, Rocky Laporte will be here.
Ooh.
And comedian Rocky Laporte from Chicago. And, Steve, I forgot. We have a singer. Dang it, I forgot. Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know either.
Okay, now it's time for the worst joke of the week. And then after we're done, bye to Facebook. If you want to hang out for 5 minutes and talk, we will after we get rid of Facebook. Here we go, the worst joke of the week. George W. Bush is publishing a book of 43 of his paintings, all of immigrants who have done great things for America. He hopes to start a conversation about immigration reform and help highlight the positive effect they have. Yay! After seeing the paintings, the conversation begins with, who the hell's that supposed to be? Thanks, everybody. Here's the Thursday song.
Have a very merry Thursday. It's a special time of week when Thursday bells are pealing and life no longer seems so bleak. Let's open up our presents and carve our Thursday goose and wait for Father Thursday to arrive upon his moose.
You know, we tried to incorporate all the wonderful family traditions that people associate with Thursday.
Thursday comes but once a week, but do not shed a tear, 'cause there are more than 50 Thursdays packed in every year, and every single one of them is full of mirth and glee. So stuff your face and break some wind and join the revelry. Have a very merry Thursday, put on your orange fez, and decorate the Thursday tree with milk, bone, spam, and pez. Once you've curled your mustache and donned your Thursday clothes, I'll catch you 'neath the mistletoe and punch you in the nose. Merry Thursday!